Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I actually ended up getting a package today, as you can see. They got me a little package, and it's a movie. Of course, a Godzilla movie. It's one movie I always liked out of the Godzilla trilogy. I know a lot of people didn't really like this film, I guess, which is the real Second Encounter. Um, But yeah, I'm hoping this is what it actually is. I don't even got to use my box cutter. Normally I'll be using my box cutter, but it's super easy to rip open. So, yeah, super easy to rip open, bam. It's ripped open, and let's see what I ended up buying. So, let's put the packaging to the side, and this is what I ended up buying. So, wow, that's really good for a handmade, crafted DVD case. I mean, it's a little bit dented, but what you expect. Wow. Apparently this is supposed to be a handcrafted DVD cover case. Like the cover for the case, but wow. Anyways, the movie that I ended up purchasing is Terror of Mechagodzilla. So, yep, the Terror of Mechagodzilla. This is now my 20th Godzilla film out of the whole Godzilla collection of Godzilla stuff I got. Yep. Now, I will say, as a kid, I never knew about this movie until I got older, actually. When I was like 15, maybe 16, or maybe possibly 14 to 15 years old. 14 to 15 years old is when I found out about this movie, and in my mind, I was so, like, shocked that this was actually the real Second Encounter, you know? Because I never knew they ended up making another Mechagodzilla movie, you know, until 1990, I think 1992, 1993, which is this Mechagodzilla film. Hold on. Which is this one. Get it out of this Godzilla freaking collection here. Try to put that back. Let's put this back. And yeah, normally I always thought, as a kid, this was the Second Encounter. Well, no, this is not the Second Encounter. This is actually the third. This is the third encounter. Now, this movie came out, yes, 1993. This came out in 1993. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Or as I want to call it, Mechagodzilla 3. And then the one with Kiryu will be Mechagodzilla 4. In my opinion. But, yeah. So, I always thought that was the second ever Mechagodzilla movie. I was wrong until 14 to 15 when I watched a Godzilla movie on VHS. I remember it. On VHS, I watched some Godzilla movie. And on that VHS, there was a trailer for this film. And my eyes got all blown away. You know, and honestly, I liked Titanosaurus more than King Caesar. You know, I liked Titanosaurus more. You know, and yeah, his cackly laugh is annoying, but who gives a shit? I thought, honestly, Titanosaurus was more interesting than King Caesar, in my opinion. My opinion. Don't get me wrong, I like King Caesar, but yeah, as a kid, I instantly just liked this movie more, you know, than the original. Because the main reason is, in this movie, if you really look at the details and the attention of, like, how Mechagodzilla is, yes, it's almost the same exact mecha as the original, but there is some differences in Mechagodzilla in this film. He looks a little bit more menacing, and on the arm, I'm not going to throw too much out, but on the arm it does say MG2, Mechagodzilla 2. you know? And, like, the way that this Mechagodzilla is, like, made and everything, like I said, he just looks more menacing and more badass than the original look. If you really sit down and watch the movie, you're like, yeah, he does look a little bit different than the original 1974 Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. This movie came out in 1975, a year later. So, yeah. Even though I did hear that both movies were being made at the same time, is what I heard. Like, they're doing both movies, the 74, 75 movies, at the same time. And then they just, I guess, released this year later, even though they had, the movie already made and stuff, apparently. But yeah. So, but in the movie, Mechagodzilla does look a little bit different. So, and if you're wondering, well, do you at least have the original encounter from 74 with King Caesar? Yes, I do. I got the original and the second encounter. So, and as a kid, I always wanted this movie too. But for some odd reason, this movie was so hard to come across and actually watch as a kid. Like, On Demand never had it. Those special TV shows really never had it unless if it was like a special occasion. And if it was, sometimes they would use this cover and it would end up being the original movie. It would, I remember. It would be the original movie. So I'm like, where is this cover from, And then when I got, like I said, 14, 15 years old, I did some research and then found out this was actually true. This was real. So, and I guess another big reason besides Mechagodzilla looking more menacing, more badass in kind of a way, and another reason I think I just honestly loved this movie is because Titanosaurus, like I said, was so unique and everything, He was so unique, he or she, I don't know if Titanosaurus is a he or a she. That monster or kaiju was so unique, so, and you don't really get much of Titanosaurus. As a kid, I seen so much of King Caesar. I seen King Caesar in the freaking Wii game. I seen King Caesar figures, King Caesar this, King Caesar that. But, when they ended up having the new monster, Titanosaurus, in this film, I didn't even know who that monster was until I honestly seen, and it just blew me away that there was an actual different Godzilla kaiju at the time. I never knew. And then, there was not really, Titanosaurus never really showed up in any other Godzilla thing besides the Wii game at that time, as far as I know of. So it always blew me away, So, but yeah. Anyways, here we go. And eventually I'm going to try to get the Mechagodzilla to go with this film. And I'm going to try to get the 75 Godzilla. Now, if you may ask, well, do you have at least the 74 Bandai Mechagodzilla figure? Yes, I do. But I do not have 75. I want to get 75, and I want to get the 75 Godzilla. Now, what I could do is get the 74 Godzilla, but when it comes to something that I want to collect and make right, I'm going to collect and make right. And before you ask, well, King Caesar's a pricey figure, how are you going to get... Not King Caesar, I meant to say Titanosaurus. Titanosaurus is a pricey figure, so how are you going to complete, the Hall of Fame, I guess, or whatever or however you say it without the, Titanosaurus figure? Well, here's the thing about that. Booyah! I got Titanosaurus all ready to go, bitches. So, I bought him like 5 years ago at G-Fest. Got him 4 or 5 years ago, so I don't have to spend almost $200 on a Godzilla figure. So the only one I probably have to spend money a lot on is the 75 Godzilla. So, yeah, and then the Mechagodzilla, I would get the Bandai one, but I'm looking at that Chogokin, I think it's called, Chogokin Mechagodzilla 1975. That figure, the sculpt and everything, is so good, and the articulation is just, like, crazy of articulation. So, yeah, I might end up getting the 75 Chogokin Mechagodzilla figure, and then get the 75 Godzilla, and then, Titanosaurus. And I also have a poster as well. I have a poster as well for this film. I want to actually hang it up eventually. I need to go downstairs and find it. Once I go downstairs and find it and hang it up, sadly, as when I was younger, I put a little hole in it, but I mean, it is what it is. Things happen. I wish I didn't put a hole in it, but at least I can hang it up, right? So, I just got to put a nail on my wall and then hang it up, and then there you go. But, yeah, however, though, cool movie. Maybe I'll go downstairs and actually find that poster eventually, because I do have the poster for this film. Then I just need to get those 2 other figures, and then there we go. I just need more pay for Merc. But, yeah, anyways, though, there we go. I have at least all 3 films of Mechagodzilla so far. I am missing some, of course. I'm missing the Tokyo SOS, and I'm missing the, but, yeah, and all the other ones. Now, I will tell you, yes, I do have a King Caesar figure mint on card from Bandai. I actually found it, and I hooked it up on my wall earlier. So let me bring that down. So, and if you don't believe me, here it is. The King Caesar Bandai figure. And if you still don't believe this is from Bandai, there's the logo. There's the logo. So, yep. And then on the back, you see King Caesar, Godzilla 1954. That looks nothing like 54. And then Godzilla 2000. So basically, if you really think about it, I got 2 mint on card Bandai figures. I got the first issued Godzilla Bandai figure, the 1954 Godzilla. Then I got the later issues one of King Caesar here. So yeah. And of course, I already got King Caesar out of the box as well. But still. So, yeah. But anyways, there we go. So, let's put him back on the wall there. But, yeah, eventually I'm going to end up doing that when I can. I'm actually going to end up watching this film, because let me tell you, this was honestly, besides the original, don't get me wrong, I'll always love the original. But this movie is honestly what really got me started into liking Godzilla. That's one thing I will say. As a kid, I always did watch, the 74 Godzilla movie, the original Encounter, because I could never find this one anywhere. But, yeah. And, as 13, 14, 15 years old, I didn't have money like I do now to just buy it off of freaking eBay or whatever. So, yeah. Anyways, besides that, that's that. And, wow, the company that made this cover art, because I guess at first they didn't have, a cover art for the DVD case, y'all did really good. I don't know if y'all lied about that or what, but apparently this is actually a cover art. It did really freaking good. Looks like the real deal. So, but anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I'm done. Finally got the movie. Now I just need to complete the 74 movie series here. So yeah, or however you say it. Then maybe later on, I'll get Godzilla 1974, and I'll get, the King Caesar from that film, because the King Caesar toy that they made from that film is actually different than the one there that they made, the one that I have in the box. It's totally different. So I have to hunt that figure down, then I have to hunt down the 74 Godzilla. But for right now, the other 2 figures I want to get, like I said, is the Chogokin 75 Mecha, and then the Godzilla Bandai, 1975 Godzilla. So yeah. I just need to get both of those 2 figures, then bam. Or heck, I'm probably not even going to get the 74 Godzilla figure. I'll probably just get the 75, and then get the Chogokin Mechagodzilla. There we go, and call it a day, since I like that film more. But, there we go. Nonetheless, I'm done. Let's put Titanosaurus up. We'll go try to hunt this freaking poster down. Anyways, that's it. I'm done. Like, comment, subscribe. That's all I gotta do for this review. That's it for now. No more unboxing or no more unpackaging videos, too, for a while. until I get more pay. Then, of course, I only got, what, $100 this first check, which ain't bad, but still. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe.